Kia ora. The story for many of us this weekend is one of dry and relatively settled weather. There are still a few showers around these eastern areas just to clear away as we head through the rest of Friday afternoon. But you can see as we head in towards the evening time, plenty of clear sky across the South Island and the cloud breaking up across the North Island as well, and generally a dry story there. Through the night, again, for most of us, it stays dry and relatively clear. A bit of patchy fog perhaps forming in through parts of Waikato through in towards the early hours of the morning for Saturday. But for most of us, it's dry, clear and a settled looking night. There is this next area of wetter weather, which is pushing in towards those far southern parts of the country. But other than that, I think for most of us, it's a dry end to the week. And our nighttime lows fairly similar to last night, back to around about 9 degrees Celsius in Queenstown and around 10 or so for those cooler spots around the central parts of the North Island. Looking ahead towards the forecast for Saturday, well, for the North Island, it's generally a dry story. More sunshine back with us for those eastern parts. It's been rather cloudy for the last few days, but definitely brightening up there. More of a westerly wind will push cloud back towards those western areas. Parts of Manawatu and down towards Horowhenua, but generally a dry story. And for the South Island, again, there's plenty of dry, fine weather for places like Tasman, Marlborough, Canterbury, but more cloud in the south, and I think we are going to find that wet weather feeding into Fiordland. But for the North Island, it is a relatively dry and settled story. We start off with that early cloud perhaps clearing away from parts of Waikato, but generally it's a pretty decent day. Areas of cloud from time to time in Wellington, but staying dry. You can see as we head through towards the end of the day, a little bit more cloud feeds in from the Taranaki Bight towards Horowhenua and up in towards Manawatu. And we'll also find a few showers springing up across the more inland parts of Northland. But really, other than those showers, it's a dry story. And I think we'll find not a bad looking day as well. In terms of our temperatures, highs to around about 24 or 25 degrees Celsius, with the warmest spots up through the Bay of Plenty and in towards the Coromandel. It has been a very dry summer. We've switched through in towards autumn now, but it has been a very dry summer. And you can see we've still got plenty of those areas with moderate fire risks as we go through in towards the weekend. Even a few pockets of high through parts of the Bay of Plenty and up in towards Northland. So although we've got some dry weather in store this weekend, it's still worth keeping a really close eye on those fire conditions at checkitsallright.nz while you're planning your outdoor activities. It's a similar story down on the South Island as well, been relatively dry through there. So we have got these pockets of high or even very high fire risks as we go through in towards the weekend as well. Although there is some wetter weather moving up from the south, it takes a while to get in towards those dry parts of central Otago. For the South Island note, plenty of dry, sunny, fine weather to start the day from Tasman around down in towards the Canterbury region as well, even down towards Otago. Even here, I think most spots will be pretty decent through much of the day. There is this wet weather in Fiordland, and some showers make their way across in towards Southland as well, but much more of a patchy affair on the eastern side of Southland. And I think even for parts of Westland, most of the day not looking at too bad, more cloud later on, and there's showers pushing in towards those southern areas later in the day. In terms of our temperatures, highs out towards the east of 22 degrees Celsius there for Christchurch. Heading up the coast there, you can see we've still got some pretty high temperatures for places like Blenheim and not quite as cold as we go through the night time either. Looking through towards Sunday, well, that front is slowly making its way northwards, bringing that wet weather up the western coast of the South Island. There will be some showers that make their way in towards Canterbury, but it is a much more patchy affair for those eastern areas. So I think we have got some afternoon showers for Otago and Canterbury on Sunday. But for those northern parts of the South Island, it stays pretty dry, places like Nelson and Blenheim. And for the North Island, well, the story for Sunday is a dry one. And I think we're going to keep hold of plenty of sunshine as well, especially around these eastern coasts and places like the Bay of Plenty. There'll be more cloud that pushes in towards Manawatu, in towards parts of Taranaki. By the end of the day, we might catch an odd shower around the tops of the Taurua Range and those inland parts of the Kapiti Coast. But really, I think it's generally a drier story on the North Island, even through towards Sunday as well. A bonus day of the long weekend for Monday in Otago. Otago anniversary day through there. Generally a dry day, areas of cloud with us on and off through the daytime. You can see that patchy rain slowly making its way a little bit further north, but generally weakening as it moves up towards the North Island. That's it from me. Have a great weekend.